she asked me. Ooh, you so nasty, but do it again, that's what she asked me. Okay, shorty looking bad, all her buddies looking cute. Money the only thing talking, these broke niggas on mute. Going with it.
Trying to keep it nice.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Our next guest is in the building, Naki the Beatman. What's going on, man?
Yeah. What up?
Man, first of all, thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Is it that cold outside? I'm just wondering.
Oh, it's very cold.
Okay.
It's very cold.
Yeah, I thought that was a snowsuit for a second. But hey, man, I appreciate you coming out, man. For the people out there in Retrieville, tell them a little something about yourself.
Of course, I did Chicago radio for 9 years on WGCI and Power 92.
Okay.
Did the Crazy How Many People Win show, did Chocolate Jacks Tree and Naki. I produce, songwrite, got some development situations with MTV, MTV2, MTV Jams.
Oh, that's great.
Pretty much, you know, just do a lot of TV, a lot of music stuff. Right now, so yeah.
What's up? That's what's up. So how long did you do radio, man?
Well, it's been about 8-9 years in Chicago, and then I did Sirius Satellite, you know, off and on. Still do that here and there, just, you know, do mixes for Violator Radio, but I started out in actually 98 at GCI. I used to do the parodies for the Bad Boys show. Like
I remember that.
And I used to do all the parodies, and back in like 98, you know, it wasn't instrumentals available, so I used to replay all the music over to the joints. And just re-record the songs, write some funny stuff, and you know, that's how I pretty much got.
That's what's up, man.
So, I mean, how did you get started in radio?
Well, to be honest, I never, you know, dreamed of being in radio. It wasn't my thing, you know. I just, you know, I was a music guy, and so happened to have Mike Love and the Diz play some of my group's music, and they came up with the idea for us to do the parodies. So just started doing them, you know, and it started taking off. But I never had an idea that I was going to actually do radio. I actually was a webmaster for the Board of Education.
Wow.
I'm responsible for putting the internet in the schools.
Oh,
wow.
Building the Chicago Public Schools website. I was like 20, and I was teaching teachers how to use the internet.
Wow.
Wow.
So it was kind of crazy. But when I was presented with the opportunity to come on radio, at first I wasn't going to take it because I was making like $40 an hour. And,
man,
that's
nice at 20?
CBS. Oh, yeah.
Right.
No responsibilities, just, you know, so I wasn't going to take it. And Kelly G, who's over at BET now, he's the music director for BET. He trained me and was like, look, you need to come do this job. Now, what I didn't know was they do contracts in radio. So you can work 4 hours a day and make like, you know, 6 figures.
Nice.
So it was like, okay, sign me up.
Right, you did your math and said, okay, that's
yeah, I
nice.
wasn't going to do it at first because I'm like, I'm making a good chop now. So I'm like, man, 4 hours, and I'm cutting my salary that I'm making at the Board of Education in half. Like saying, what if they give me the same amount? But it wasn't like that. So well, that's pretty much how I started.
So I want to know this. What do you think makes a great DJ or radio personality? Because I try to do my best. My mother don't like it, but I just, you know. What do you think makes a great radio?
I just say a person needs to be who they are on and off the air. Don't even, you know, if that's your true personality, if you know, you're a freak, be a freak on the air. You know?
See, Farron, I told you, it's okay.
You know, be a slut on the air. You know what? Whatever it is, you know, it's like whatever your personality is, just be that. You know, don't try to change it up for nobody. And people will fall in love with your personality, and people won't. You know, your job is to impress majority. You're not going to impress everybody. So that's pretty much what it is.
That's just a part of life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's how life goes. So Jay, you could be the biggest pervert
that
you want to be.
Thank you.
Be yourself. I think you have no problem with doing that or being that. Wow. So I mean, what have you been working on lately, Nike?
I have a company called Life Music Group. We started in 2003. We sold over like we had like 70,000 units now from 2003 to now. I have an artist here, Scientific. He's been with me since he was what, 17? 16? 16? 16, he had a deal with EMI, and was it 2005? 2006? 2005, and we got him signed with EMI. Also had an artist named Diz One. I don't know if y'all heard that record, So Serious. E. Joe, that girl, serious.
Yes.
Did that way back. So we had him and Diz actually was signed to EMI with that deal. They wound up didn't put the records out on them, so we asked for a release, and his rights reverted back to me. And I also have another artist named Jay Silva, who's a urban pop artist that we're pushing right now. We've been doing a lot of tours on the road and all this stuff.
Hey, that's what's up. So what type of advice would you give to someone who's trying to actually get into business? You know, as an artist or as a producer?
I would say, you have to learn the business before you get in it and understand that there are so many elements of the music business that, I'm not saying you have to perfect each and every element, but know it before you get into it, because a lot of people just get into it for the wrong reasons, the videos, the shine, the groupies, whatever it is. It's like, it's called the music business for a reason because it is a business. And I can honestly say that I make money off my business. I don't have another 9 to 5. I don't, I do this full time. This is how we eat. It's real. Just because radio in Chicago may not play us, or radio in Milwaukee won't play us. We got tons of radio stations across the country supporting our music. We stay on the road. We got quarterly ringtone sales that pay for our travel, pay for our stuff. We got radio stations that send us out, that fly us out, that put us up in hotels and do shows. And it's like it's a whole nother world when you actually venture outside of your own city. A lot of people sit here and they just wait for the people in the city to make it happen for them. And no disrespect to Chicago, but it's other markets out here that you could go get your stuff going. And that's pretty much what people want to see. They don't want you just coming out the studio and coming up to the radio station and trying to get your record played without no buzz on it. No ringtones, no BDS, no media base, no sound scan, no nothing. It's just like, you gotta learn the business before you jump into it. And that's for writers, producers, artists, anybody that's trying to get into it. I mean, that's basically with any business. Just try to learn as much as you can about it before you get into it.
Hey. That's great knowledge right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely preaching to the choir. And because a lot of people, like you said, in Chicago, unfortunately, they don't think outside the box. They don't know how to step outside and get out there and learn how to market, build rapport with people, get out here and network and travel abroad. Don't just be some people are okay with the local fan base. That's it. That's all. I mean, that just shows the level of ambition. So, I mean, you definitely have spit a lot of great knowledge as far as learn the business first before you decide to get into it.
I mean, you got some people who just, when I was doing an assistant music director job at GCI, I was handling the Music Mondays. And I can honestly say out of my 3 years of doing that, I only had one record that really did something. That was Drew Shadora. Nobody else. I even created like a pamphlet like this, with like studios on there that you can go get your records mixed and mastered. BDS, what is BDS? What is media base? What is sound scan? How important it is to radio and to record labels. So I wrote all these things up on my own time, spent my own money to provide this for these artists that came in to the radio station, because it was sad to me knowing that these artists weren't going to get played. They sitting up there like, yo man, I'm the next, I'm the hottest since sliced bread and all this. It's like, man, ain't nobody gonna play this shit. I mean, I was just being real, but here's what you can do to try to get your records played somewhere else, and you got a lot of DJs that's trying to be A&Rs now. If somebody tells you no, it's like, that don't necessarily mean it's going to appeal to them. There may be a market for you. Just keep pushing your music, because you're going to hear a lot of no's before you hear a lot of yeses.
Tell you got some questions for Naki?
I have a question. So you do, take artists under your wing and somewhat manage them. What do you see, like what quality in an artist would make you want to work with them on that type of a level to push them?
I think it's overall talent. That's first because you got to be able to sell the talent. It's not necessarily about the best singer or the best rapper. It's about the uniqueness of that artist. You know, because people gonna fall in love with the artist and the artist's music and not necessarily how you sound. You get what I'm saying? It's been records that we all heard on radio. And we was like, this shit. But 2-3 weeks later, they play it so much. You like, this shit.
I got it.
So much shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so it's like a lot of artists, you know, you look for, what I look for, I just look for the uniqueness in them. You know, there's got to be something about you that stands out outside of that you can rap or that you can write or that you can sing. It's got to be just overall uniqueness.
You have to have that it factor.
So what do you feel is a common mistake that a lot of artists make when trying to break into the business? Like besides not being educated, was one of the major pitfalls?
One of the major pitfalls is not having your music together. You know, some cats have a single, but they don't have a second single. They don't have a third single. They don't have an album. They don't have an EP. They just try to ride off that one record, and which is cool. You got to push it till you can't push it no more. But what happens after that? Having a plan after your initial plan is a lot of pitfalls that artists don't have. And it's like if you don't have, I mean, you got to at least go A through E with plans. Nobody's saying you got to go all the way through, but if the shit don't work by E, then you better quit. You better find something else, because it's like, you know, you don't have too many chances at trying to make things happen, and you can't continue to go do the same things over and over again because you're going to get the same results.
Right, that's insanity.
So, okay. Violator DJ,
Yeah.
producer,
Yeah.
songwriter.
Yes.
What do you enjoy the most?
I just, I like creating. I like making beats. And I like vocal production. I like to produce the vocals for the artists. I just really like to take what they came with, and if it's not already to the point where it's like super polished, I just add a little things on there that they may like or that, you know, that they may want to sweeten it up and make it an overall record, because I don't sell beats online. You know, I don't do that thing, you know, because they cost too much, and the beats online is like cheap. And people can still find a way to get your music if they wanted it, but I was never, you know, I never really had to go through that because, you know, I have a decent clientele of people that I, you know, sell beats to, from majors to indies. And it's mainly people who actually put their music out, trying to really make something happen so I could get mine on the return. So, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
Okay.
Hold on, Jay. Question. You just said something that shocked me. Okay, for all those people that are artists that's interested in using your production, just give me a standard. What's your rate? What's your fees for the majors, and what's your fees for the indies? Standard.
Well, my major standard is $7,000 and up. Now that's with the majors. I got a nice little, you know, resume under my belt, you know, with the Chris Brown Beautiful People remix that's still killing right now. With indies, it kind of varies because I need to know what I need to do. You know, are you
do you work it out? Do you work it out with publishing?
I mean, yeah, I work it out.
Stuff like that.
I work it out with them, but it's got to be worth it for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a lot of people show up and they may work with you, or they may, you know, get the beat or whatever, but if they're not gonna put it out and push it, it's not gonna do me any good. I don't care how much money you give me, it's not gonna do me any good. So I've declined a few people, not to say that I'm, you know, all that or whatever, but it's just, I mean, you gotta understand, like, if this how you make a living, this how you support your family, you have to do whatever it takes to provide for them. And it's like, you know, if this record ain't gonna go nowhere, 5-10 years down the line, man, my son, you know, it ain't gonna benefit him.
What's the potential when you hear a good record and you say, hey, that's it, and then artists may not have the money, do you give them tools to make the move, make the song a bigger song by helping them get their song on radio and stuff like that? If you hear that song,
it's like even when I do studio sessions with artists, I never let them leave without it sounding right, because anywhere I go, my name is on it. You know, even if I just recorded it, even if I just mixed it. I mean, I mix a lot of records that y'all probably hear on the radio now. I probably mixed them down. So it's like I go all out because I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if I produced it or not. And I just try to put the knowledge that I've had. I learned a lot from Larry Stern. You probably don't know him. He was R. Kelly's engineer. He's the president of the Chicago Recording Academy, and he produced the Life album for R. Kelly. Okay. He mixed that down. He mixed Beyonce's Crazy in Love. He mixed the Twist the Kamikaze album. So I had the pleasure of working with him for about 6 years, learning, you know, the ins and outs, the frequencies, the basses. It's a lot of things that you can't have a certain frequency for a bass and a kick that can't be the same. It's just technical stuff that you have to learn when you're in the studio. So, you know, that was my education process of trying to better myself, you know, not as just a musician, but, you know, as an engineer as well.
So how does it feel to be considered one of the top producers of Chicago, man?
I mean, it feels good, you know, and there's a lot of people out here that's doing a thing that's getting a lot of things going. Like, I mean, I don't know if y'all heard of Mush Millions. That's one of my projects. I mean, Mush Millions used to take my beats home, and his job was to recreate my beats and try to make them better. And he's really doing well right now with his tracks, and it's a lot of different people who really, you know, that's really doing good in Chicago.
We have a caller to the show. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Marcus.
Hey, Marcus.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and just give Nike some love, man. Definitely, one of the cats that's holding it down for Chicago, man. I know you work with like a lot of heavy hitters and stuff like that, man. I just wanted to let you get out there and say what's all the people you can work with, you know, because a lot of people probably be surprised as much work you have done, man, because you have done a lot of stuff, man. And we definitely appreciate that.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you calling, man, and thanks a lot, man. I did like records with 50 Cent, with Lloyd Banks.
Lloyd Banks, no.
With 3LW, Common, Ludacris, Legit Ballers, Twister, Chris Brown. I mean, it's just so many people, man. I mean, it's like, and a lot of my music, you know, it's been on a lot of mixtapes. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I've been putting in a lot of, Do or Die, can't forget about them. Johnny P, Tifa, Twan Gabbs, shouts out to him. He just did a big deal with Eric Sermon. He got a new record out. So, you know, been working a lot.
Hey, well, that's what's up. Well, you got anything else new that you trying to push it, like, that the fans is like, so we can, like, hear something new?
Yeah, I got my artist Scientific. He has a crew called RMGMS. They got tons of mixtapes out online. He has a single called Really that we just shot the video for. Also, my artist Jay Silva, she has an EP out called Digital Candy. She has plenty records on that. She has plenty records out on that. And we also dropping some new records in June, and we'll be doing a lot of that in Miami. And that's what's the date in Miami?
June 6th.
June 6th, we'll be doing a big thing down in Miami and kicking off some of the new records that we have out. Because Miami is one of the big markets for us. We have a record from Jay Silva called Call Me By My Name that was top 5 down there.
What's up?
Well, that's what's up. I just had to call in, you know, and just give my respect out there, you know, and hey, great show, y'all. I know the J Davis show still doing their thing, so
Hey.
I'm just gonna sit back and listen.
Hey, Marcus.
What up?
Hey, he said he worked with Lloyd Banks.
Hey, you know what, man? Leave me alone, man.
Thanks for calling in, Marcus.
All right.
All right, y'all.
you got a couple of ladies on the panel, man. It's like, you know, we do a lot of music, you know, for the ladies, because ladies run it. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all run everything.
Yes, we do.
And we have a situation with my man Scientific. And I'm going to let him ask y'all and see what y'all think.
Okay.
Yeah, right now we're in the process of shooting a new video, and we having some backing. We got some people over at MTV Jams, a guy named Bam that's looking to help promote this new video, and we having an issue actually right now as far as the single that we want to push as the first single to give to them to, you know, represent Chicago and everything that we doing with Naki and the Validated DJs from Chicago. So we got two records that we probably gonna play today, or you know,
just play a snippet, just a snippet, just a little taste.
Just check it out, and we just want people, the females and guys, everybody, honest opinion on what they think might be the first single, and when we get picked, that's gonna actually be the single that's gonna be shot for the video. And we just was chopping it up with my guy Juice over there about far as models and everything. So models, you know, that want to get their chance, opportunity in a nice video that will be shot professionally, and you know, and take it to the next level. Get at us, and we just want y'all to opinions about the records.
Alright, so what you do track number? What's the phone? Track number 2.
Yeah, this one of the first ones called "Hurt It Before." One of the things that pops that night in the video. Check it out.
I go hard, my flow raw, like I didn't use the rubber mic jack, Billy Jean. Yes, I am not your lover. See, I never done this before. Heard it like a million times, and you know I love you. Look, I heard it like a million times. She say she wanna settle down, I can't do it, especially when RMGMS ran through it. Change gave me the number, still real told me what she owned. Profit the room to the pussy skeleton, cause that shit so easy to bone. And it's spectacular, pussy feeling extra tight. New name Dracula, and I'm looking for some next tonight. Seen that brand new Beamer, now she asking cause she sliding. Second question, ask her if I ever got hit by driving. Now on the 290 getting brain, she sucking it with passion. Started from the murder woods to Austin down to Ashland. Now a minute later, I'm like, fuck it though. Her phone steady ringing, it's a man, but she saying it's a cousin. I go hard, my flow raw, like I didn't use the rubber mic jack, Billy Jean. Yes, I am not your lover. See, I never done this before. Heard it like a million times, and you know I love you. Look, I heard it like a million times. I go hard, my flow raw, like I didn't use the rubber mic jack, Billy Jean. Yes, I am not your lover. See, I never done this before. Heard it like a million times, and you know I love you. Look, I heard it like a million times.
Okay, that's the first one. That's Heard It Before. That's actually produced by Naki too. Also, that's the first song that we had in regards to what we might shoot. And then the second song is called Never Seen Her. More dance, up tempo song. So I want you to check that out. And that's actually, this song too was produced by Naki too.
Cake like anime, pockets on Tina, got 5 Kelly rollers, 3 bad trainers. If it's wet like Katrina, baby, I could be your female. She can hear you in here, but I ain't never seen her. Cute in the face, now she thinking she all that. Thick in the waist, then what you doing with all that? If you hate September, October, fall back. If it's good, star 69, I'ma call back. Now she gon' ride it like a mechanical bull. My tank on, even my pockets full. I'm looking like I just hit the lottery twice, claiming she the baddest rebel. Gotta be right, got the whole crowd high. Got me thirsty, so I'm trying to obey it like it's gotta be Sprite. So going off that Patron. Now I'm looking at my glass like, damn, this is happening Spike. Well, and she gon' drop it till it's economy low. Got grace for working it, well she just made the honor roll. Yeah, I'm the clan that all of these limelights on. Special shout out to you, girl, just for inspiring this song. Cake like anime, pockets on Tina, got 5 Kelly rollers, 3 bad trainers. If it's wet like Katrina, baby, I could be your female. She been here, she been there, but I ain't never seen her.
Wait. Check it. Carmen, if I had a bunch of ones in this motherfucker, it'd It'd be a problem.
That's it. No,
Real talk.
I mean,
My
both of them are bangers, but that one is it.
Yeah.
You might have to go to the factory on that shit.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Tell us about Life Music Group.
Life Music Group was started in 2003. Myself and my partner G over there, and we basically. When I was doing the radio thing, like I said, I seen a lot of artists, and I wanted to try to help them as much as I could to try to get the music out to them, as well as help myself to like build my brand. When I was actually working at GCI, when I first started, I didn't know I could like talk to people, like these label people would come in and I just be quiet, like I ain't lose my job. I wouldn't say that to nobody. So one time, Kevin Lyles was in there. And so I was dropping off the air check for the morning show. And, I gave it to Elroy, like, here you go. And he looking at me, and he like nodding his head like this. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell that's for, Itching, neck messed up, was wrong. So I ain't saying, I just walked out. And so Kevin Lyles had went to Marv Dyson's office. And so Elroy coming back in his office, he was like, yo. He was like, do you know what that was just in here? I don't know. He was like, that's Kevin Lyles. That's the president of Def Jam. I'm like, okay. He said, when these people come in here, you got to talk to them. You got to get their information. You got to get their connections, get their numbers, all that. And I was like, I can? I can talk to them? He was like, yeah. And so, I went straight up to Marv Dyson's office, waited outside, like, yo! So everybody that came in there, I started getting their information and getting their connects. And once we build such a resume of connects, it was like now trying to use some of these connects to, push and promote these artists. And it's like you was talking about, Beats. I helped him get on Sirius Satellite. I mean, I ain't asked for no money. It was just like, yo, I had to connect one of my guys, DJ Fusion, who's out of Wisconsin. He's like the biggest DJ in Wisconsin. He spins on Sirius Satellite, and they was looking for Midwest talent to be on Sirius. So I put it on my Facebook. Everybody that hit me, I sent them over to him, and Beach is on there like all the time now. Beach, Marvo, so many artists that's really out here pushing their music and pushing their career. So that's what it was about when we started Life Music Group, is to really help artists that was trying to do the same thing we were doing.
You know what, Nike, you definitely seem like a very humble individual.
Thank you.
You don't exude arrogance, you don't exude cockiness, you seem to be very down to earth. How does it feel to be able to give back to the Chi-Town community and hip-hop industry?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's
and beyond.
It feels good to just know that Chicago does have a voice. Despite the lack of help here as far as supporting Chicago music when it comes down to these major outlets. I won't say any names, but I still feel that the dent was broken down when R. Kelly got signed. It's like they took a chance on a Chicago guy, and he made a success story for himself, and they just showed them that it's other talent here. So you got the Do or Dies, the Takushi Conflicts, the Twisters, and all those cats, and even like the Kanye's, the Lupe's, the Jeremiah's. So it's like you can, all you have to do is just build your own story, make your own name, and continue to push it, and somebody will take notice. If they don't take notice, still push, because like I said, you can't impress everybody, but somebody gonna like what you're doing, and we living proof right now. Like I said, man, my artist J Silver, she headlined at K1071 Winter Jam, and like a couple months ago. So it's like, it ain't a Chicago station, but shit, they treated us like royalty when we came out there. But it feels good that Chicago does have a voice. Chicago has a sound. It's just a gumbo sound. It's not like one particular sound that Chicago has, but we still own house music. We still own blues. House music and blues is two different genres, but it originated from here. So, it's just a gumbo for everybody.
Well, interview's going great. I can't complain. Everybody asked some great questions, but I want to know some stuff that you probably not expecting right now. But It's on GCI, Power 92. One half of the Chocolate Chops.
Right.
What was the groupies like when y'all was popping? I mean, cause I'm getting a small taste of it. So I want to know what I got to look for. What I should strive to be at.
It was crazy, man. I mean, you know.
When you say crazy, is that code for reach around at the studio? What are we talking about?
What's crazy is like, you know, chicks coming to the studio. You know, chicks, you know.
Having to wash off in the studio bathroom, that's what you're saying?
Nah, in the studio, baby.
Oh,
you got motherfucking Jodeci playing. I'll give you 4 minutes. You know, get you
Oh my goodness. Okay.
You know, like I mean, Trey and myself, we did a lot, but yeah, it was crazy, man.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, from the clubs, everything, man. It's like, I mean, we did a party, Wick Party, and DJ Vince Adams at used to be this club called the River West.
Wow.
And we couldn't even get out of that safe. It was like just,
Roll back.
It was crazy. So yeah, I mean,
Man, that's for you 90s niggas.
yeah, you got a lot to look into.
That's what the you better get on fucking anyway.
So, your tip now.
That's what's up. All right. How does it feel to be the tour DJ for Lupe?
You know what, man? I mean, and when I talk to him sometimes, we just sit back and we talk about that a lot because he was with this group called The Pack. And they had this record called Armpits. They was on Epic. And we would sit in the hotel room. Like, actually, me and him, we shared a room. Other 2 guys shared a room. The manager and this other group member, Navi, they shared a room. So Lupe he was cold as a shorty. You know, he had to be like 17, 18 at that time. And we just used to talk music all the time. He used to like rap over my beats and write to my beats in the hotel room. This was back in the tape deck / CD player days, the big ass, you know. So, you know, it was cool. We did like a lot of shows. We did Howard University, a lot of shit on the East Coast. So it was actually cool, and they was well perceived on the East Coast, but Chicago wasn't really messing with the record, and that's what resulted in the group to disband and Lupe to go solo.
Oh, yeah.
Things happen for a reason.
What's his name? His government name?
It's Wasalu Jacob.
That's what's up. Anyway, Naki, thanks a lot for coming out, man. You gonna stick around for the cypher real quick?
Oh, absolutely.
Scientific, you ready, man?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
That's what's up. Everybody stay tuned. We're coming right back. We got Scientific, Mike, Terrence, and Sinatra's about to do a J. Davis cypher. So everybody stay tuned for more. What's up?
Shout out to my man Still Real over there too. That's another one I want y'all to check out for. This dude's cold, man. I'm telling y'all. You
What's
gotta
up?
check out for him.
What's your Twitter, man? Facebook, Twitter?
@StillReal4, number 4.
@StillReal4?
Yep.
That's what's up. Scientific, what's your Twitter?
Scientific GMS.
Alright. Naki, what's your Twitter?
Naki the Beatman, THE.
That's what's up. So everybody stay tuned because we're coming back to more of the J. Davis.
Ooh, you so nasty, but do it again, that's what she asked me.
I hate love songs, but I'm writing one for you. What's up? This your girl Jamisha Trice, and I'm listening to the J. Davis Show every Saturday from 2 to 4. J. Davis, you nasty.